Okay, so write an equation for the rational function. So you know that the vertical asymptotes are going to be denominators, right?
Yeah.
So x plus 1 will be in the excuse me, the denominator. And
Uh-huh.
then what is that? 4?
Yeah, x minus 4 squared.
X minus 4. And it'll be squared because they're approaching from the same direction toward negative infinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your 0 is going to be at 2, so that'll be on the top,
Yeah.
x minus 2. And then the only thing you want to make sure of is that like the directions are correct because you might have to put a negative out front or something like that, or even a scalar multiple sometimes.
Okay.
I don't see any holes. So let's just check. Where's there a point that we can see? There's a good point right there.
There's also
That
a 0 at 7.
oh, I didn't see that. And then does it come back down maybe?
Uh no, I don't think so. It's kind of cut
Well,
off.
it must come down and go toward the asymptote. So x minus 7.
Yeah. What our teacher said is like it can cross and then it sort of just like hugs the asymptote from the other
Yeah,
side.
right, exactly. That's probably what it's doing.
Okay.
So you can see that this has a vertical asymptote of 0 because um, you can see it's got sorry, horizontal asymptote at 0. So you know it's got to be bottom heavy, right? Which it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. And then just plug in, just check if, like, sometimes it's good to just put the variable a out in front as a scalar,
Okay.
and then you can plug in your 0 and you should get 1 out of it. And if you don't, like, you can actually just plug in 1 here and plug in 0 everywhere else, right? Plug in 0 for your x everywhere else. So that'd be this. And then see what see what a has to be.
It's 14/16 or
Okay,
7A.
so 1 equals 14a over 16. So a would equal 16/14
Okay.
or 8/7, or so it appears. Again, it's kind of hard because you can't really tell if that's exactly 0 comma 1, but it looks like it is.
Yeah.
And then also it's good to just check by plugging in um, like a number like -10 or something and make sure that it's going to be negative, right?
Uh-huh.
-10 would be negative times a negative on the top, negative times a negative on the top. I'm plugging them into here, right? And
Yeah.
then a negative times a positive. So in total, it would be a positive over a negative, which is a negative. So you know it's going to be negative, and that checks out.
Yeah.
And if you plug in a positive value, a high positive value, it should be positive, like to the right of 7.
Uh-huh.
It should be positive, which you can see that it's going to be. So yeah, 8/7 is probably your scalar, your
Okay.
a.
So do I
Did you?
have to include that in the function?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I would. Yeah, I would. Again, it's kind of hard to tell exactly. 8/7 is pretty close to 1, and it's kind of hard to tell if that's exactly at 0 comma 1, but it looks like it is. And they probably didn't want to give you an exact. They probably aren't expecting an exact answer, so they may accept it if you just don't even put that in there because it's pretty close to the same answer. But I doubt it.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. And then what do you need for number 2?
Number two, I just wasn't really sure how to do that one.
Okay, so when is that greater than 0? um, well, it would be nice if it factors. You want to find this. You want to try to find out when it equals 0, because what you have here is it's going up from left to right somehow, right?
Yeah.
It looks something like that. So you want to find those values because your answers are going to be these points right here like from whatever this is to whatever this is, because that's where it's positive, right? And then whatever this is to infinity.
Okay.
If it goes through three places, but it doesn't have to go through three places, right? It
Yeah.
could be something else, but it certainly isn't going to be infinity to infinity. Um, so um, so how do I find those things though? Well, it looks like it's going to factor by grouping. Did you try that yet?
No, I don't remember how to do that.
Okay, so you can take an x squared out of the first two terms, and you can take a 5 out of the next two terms.
Oh, okay.
Got it? And then these things will factor out. So x minus 2 and then x squared plus 5 equals 0. So
Okay.
we really only have one 0. It's at 2. X equals 2 is your 0. There's
Because the
none
other
that
one's
come
a negative.
exactly. So you know that actually it didn't do that. What it did is this. It was something like this. Actually, let me just redraw it. Here's 2, and you know it goes, it's going up from left to right, so it's doing something like that.
Okay.
You can't really do anything else because it's a multiplicity of, that's what it pretty much has to do.
All right.
And so where is it greater than or equal to 0?
2 to infinity.
hmm From 2 to infinity, not including 2. So
Okay.
from 2 to infinity, it would be your answer. And then check it just to make sure. Plug in 2, and when you plug in 2, you should get 0, right? Then plug in 3, and you should get a positive number. Plug in negative or plug in 0, and you can see you're going to get a negative number when you plug in 0, right? -10. So that's not an answer.
Okay.
Plug in a large negative number, you'll see it'll still be negative. So that's how you do those. Good.
Okay. That's
All
all I
right.
have.
All right, Rayhan. I'll see you.
Thank you.
No problem. Johan, is this yours here?
Yeah, that one's right there.
Okay. What is it you need to know?
Oh, we just have to take the derivative with the power rule, but with the e, I'm not sure exactly how it shapes out.
Okay. So before I do this, Fabiola and Jane, you guys can go ahead and put your questions on here, okay? And I'll be with you in a minute, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right. You also turn off your, I don't know if you have your videos on, but you turn off your cameras. You don't need to have cameras on. This is also being streamed on YouTube, so you can watch it again later if you want to come back and watch any of these things. All right. So 26, you're just trying to find the derivative.
Yeah, but
Okay. So first of all, let's rewrite this. G of theta equals theta to the 1/2, right? Plus
right.
2e of theta. So the derivative of this, G prime as we call it, would be 1/2, excuse me, 1/2 theta divided by -1/2.
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry, not divided by, to the -1/2. Sorry, to the -1/2, right?
Right, yeah.
So it was divided by root theta, but that's okay. We can leave that for now. Plus, and you remember what the derivative of e to the theta is?
No.
So it's 2 e to the theta times the derivative of theta.
Times the derivative theta.
Yeah, so I
So
don't
I just
know
write
what.
d theta.
Well, what are we taking the derivative? Hold on, let me think about this. So there's a property. It says e to the y. If your function is e to the y, then the derivative of your function is e to the y dy.
Y dy. Okay.
Do you not have that? Did you not learn that yet?
No, I don't think they gave us
Yeah.
anything for that.
Yep. I'm trying to think of how I would write this. If this was g to the x, well, the Yeah, I don't know what I'm actually not sure how to write this exactly. It's like d theta. Maybe that's how you write it. Do you have the answer key?
Nah, they don't give us the answer key for some reason. Like the answer key's like outdated. It's like 7 years ago.
Yeah, the weird thing about this is theta is usually an angle, right?
But they don't give us the angle.
Well, I know it's a variable, but I'm just saying it's a variable, but it represents an angle.
Right.
So it's kind of weird because I'm not sure what I would put it with respect to. Like if it was let me just give you another example so you can see what I'm talking about. If I was asking what's g prime of x for, if that formula was there, let me think. If the formula said what's g of x is equal to square root of, I don't know, y plus 2e to the y, then what you would do is um, you have like a chain rule involved, right? So
Right.
g prime of x equals it would be 1/2 y to the 1/2 times dy with respect to x. That's the chain rule part. Plus 2 ey dy dx. That's how you would do it.
Okay.
So I guess maybe this is just but if it was x, if these things weren't y, if these things were x, then your answer would just be 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 plus 2e to the x. That's all it would be.
Okay.
So I think maybe that's all you really need here. I'm I'm
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking that you don't even have to put d theta there. Just put e to the theta
Okay.
because that's the variable that you've got.
Cool.
Good. Any other ones, or is that it for you?
No, that's all I had for you.
All right. See you, buddy.
Yep. Thanks. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Hey, Fabi, is this yours here?
Yeah, that one's mine.
Okay. And what do they want us to do with this? Graph it?
We had to like find the domain of it in interval notation.
Okay. So do you remember there's two no-nos with this, right?
Yeah.
The first no-no is that you can't take the square root of a negative. So what does this have to be? What does x squared minus 9 have to be?
Factored, is it?
Well, it has to be what? It has to be greater than or equal to what?
0?
Yeah, it's got to be greater than or equal to 0, but can it be equal to it if you're dividing?
No, I don't.
No. So I'm not going to put the equal to sign. Normally you would put the
Okay.
equal to sign, but you don't have to put it there because the other no is you can't divide by a negative or by a 0.
Okay.
So x squared minus 9 has to be greater than 0. So what I'm trying to do is find out, when does that happen? That happens when
You did a factor.
you can factor. Yeah,
Oh,
you can factor if you want. Here's what I prefer to do, Fabi. I
uh-huh.
prefer to graph this and look at the graph. What's the graph of x squared plus 9? If I wrote y equals x squared minus 9, what would the graph be?
Parabola going
And
down.
where would it go through this? Where would it go through the x-axis?
At -9.
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, that would be the y-axis,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
The y-axis would be negative, but where would it go through the x-axis?
3.
And
-3.
yep, that's why you factor it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So your graph would look like this, right? Now,
Yeah.
answer this question. When is that graph greater than 0?
At -3.
From -3
-3.
to infinity, negative infinity, right? Or from negative infinity to -3 is what I should say, right?
Yeah.
And where else?
3 to infinity.
Exactly. From 3 to infinity.
Okay.
So that's the answer to this question. What's the domain? of h of x, the domain is from negative infinity to -3 union 3 to infinity.
Okay.
That's the domain. But in my mind, the easy way to do it is just to look at, I mean, there's a couple things, right? You first have to figure out what the restrictions have to be, which
Okay.
is this inequality. And then you have to figure out, well, how do I figure that out? What's the easiest way to figure it out? And you wanted to factor it and do all kinds of algebra, but actually in my mind, it's easier just to graph it
Okay.
and then think to yourself, where is that greater than 0? It's greater than 0 here and here,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
on your x values would be what we wrote in red there. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Jane.
Okay, so I can't figure out how to put a picture in here.
Oh, come on now. What are
I've
you,
been
50?
trying this whole time.
Okay, there's a upload arrow, I think. You see the upload arrow? What are you on right now?
My phone.
Okay, I don't know what it is. I wish Fabi didn't leave. She knows. You just want to tell me what it is? What your questions are?
I
Or
just
do
have one,
okay.
and it's use the graphs of f and g to find f plus g to. Wait, can I just, if I show my video, can I just
Yeah,
show
yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
this? Okay.
It's gonna let you share your video.
I think so.
You don't see like a add image or anything like that anywhere?